Hey Buns, well, I am extremely happy to be able to make this video today, a video that I had hoped I would be able to make for weeks, months even, while Bozja Southern Front was dead in the water. Nobody was really going in there besides just for leveling, and it was sad because I've loved the Bozja Southern Front as content. I think it's an improvement on Eureka in almost every way, and so for me as a player to not have any reasons to go back and just to see the state that it was in, where Castrum was very difficult to find enough people to do it. Now, everything has changed and it is much, much better. We got a hotfix this week. I'll be posting a link to the complete patch notes in the description, though it's not really... I say that in quotes because I don't want you to get yourself worked up or anything. Like, it's just a hot fix, basically. But there are some very, very important things in it that have been game-changing this week. And Castrum is bumping. Bozja Southern Front is more alive now than I think it was when it first released. So basically, the Battle of Castrum Lacus Littori, now that is the critical engagement that is kind of like a raid, and like I said, had been impossible to get enough people to do, now has had the following changes to its rewards. You can get 5 loathsome memories from completing it. And this alone is huge, okay? These loathsome memories are for the Relic weapon. You need 15 of them for the first step that was added in patch 5.45. And previously, you had to get them from the Crystal Tower raids. And you would get 1 per run of a Crystal Tower raid. Like, I know people that spammed Crystal Tower and it was pretty rough to do. But now you can get 5 from just 1 run of Castrum. This means that you can be done with this step in 3 Castrum runs only. I think a run takes maybe 30 minutes instead of, like I said, 15 Crystal Tower raids. It's like one of these rare times when I'm really glad that I put something off to do later. Like, yes, yay for all the procrastinators. Though I do feel like those who spammed Circus Tower may now be feeling a bit silly. Silly. You could also get the loathsome memories from critical engagements in Bozja, and you can still do that, but they've increased the drop rate on getting them from the critical engagements too. So while you're doing critical engagements, waiting for Castrum to pop, you're getting loathsome memories too. Well, you have a increased drop rate chance to get them from the critical engagements. So more good things, just making this part of the Relic grind less soul crushing. I am always a fan of changes that make the game less soul-crushing. The Battle of Castrum Lacus Littori will now also reward up to 100 Bozjan coins. Now, these are the little copper coins that you need 999 of to buy the Bozjan Runner's Secrets items. Now, with that, a Bozjan Runner's Secret item, you can either sell it for a lot of gil, or you can trade it for the augmented Bozjan gear, which you in turn need to trade for the Diable Law's Order gear. Now, that is the gear that has been newly added and looks like the Judge's gear from Final Fantasy 12. Though keep in mind that the Diable version of that gear, on top of what I just mentioned, needing the augmented Bozjan gear, you also need the Orderly Runner's Secrets item, which is a drop from Delubrum Regine Savage. So yeah, that's pretty hardcore content, I can tell you from my own personal experience in there. So you'll need to die a lot before you'll know how your gear dies. Anyways, the point is, more coins from Castrum can only be good. More currency, always good. Castrum will also finally, at long last, give you metal. Why was it not giving you metal to begin with? It makes no sense, but finally the change is here. Like, how long was I begging for them to please add metal to Castrum? Like, just from a lore perspective, isn't metal supposed to mean that whenever you're in a difficult battle, like, it tests your metal and it shows like what a good fighter you are? And so why wouldn't the biggest fight in the map give you metal? It didn't make any sense. Finally, they fixed it and they've added metal. So doing Castrum will help you rank up. And not only that, but you will also get Revelation tomestones, which are the top tier tomestones. I think you get 50 for clearing Castrum, or you'll get XP if you're leveling. And it's a good bit. I think if you're level 74, you'll get like 4 million XP for doing Castrum. And yeah, so now it's so good. everybody has a reason to do Castrum now. Either you want XP for leveling, you want metal for ranking up, tomestones for capping, coins, relic stuff, like you name it. Castrum has it all. It is now so insanely good to do Castrum that I can't even get into a run to save my life. It only holds 48 people in there, and it's like a Walmart on Black Friday. Like, once the doors open, it's like, you can buy a priority pass to give yourself a better chance, but even then, you're just like hoping and praying that you'll get in. Honestly, I think it's great. This is the future I wanted. I much prefer a situation when I'm struggling to get in because there's so many people that want to do it. Then we get in and there's only 10 people in the instance, so we have to disband. This actually happened to me several times. So, yeah, I hope it stays like this. I actually think it will. I am optimistic about it. It might not be at this most ridiculous level, but I think that it will stay at a healthy level of longevity and popularity for quite some time. I know that I have heard some concerns from people that are worried it will be dead again after everybody gets their relic stuff, because that is happening faster now, that people are able to get their relic stuff so much faster in Castrum. But I kind of don't agree with that, because it's not just the relic stuff that you're getting. Like I said, there's a million things that you might want from there. Like metal, just as an example, I did Delubrum Reginae Savage one time. I did one attempt so far and managed to kill the first boss. But in that time, that one run, I lost 200k metal. And I know that the people that cleared Delubrum Reginae Savage the first time, they lost all of their metal, like all of it completely gone. I think they went in with 700k and left with none. So like, now that Castrum is giving metal to, like, it's going to be another way that people can restore some of what they've lost, which could be important whenever the new zone is going to be added in patch 5.5. There will be a separate zone you'll be able to explore in. We don't know a lot about that yet, but it stands to reason that you will need to have a certain amount of metal to unlock the next rank that should let you go to the new zone. And if you've just recently lost all of your metal in Delubrum Reginae, or a lot of it, well, Castrum could be a way that you could build some of that up in a more reasonable amount of time. So, I mean, there's metal, there's XP, which is perennial popularity. Like, people will always want to be leveling. Even for the relic, I think that most people, well, not most people, but a lot of people will want to get multiple relics, maybe just for the glamour. And that's true even after this expansion is done. And because, I mean, look back at Eureka, there's still people doing relic stuff there. And so people will want to like get relics for their different jobs. And that's a popular thing people tend to do at the end of an expansion as well. Coins as well. You need so many of them. And so, yeah, I'm feeling cautiously optimistic. It's unclear what effect the addition of the new zone will have on the current state of things. The new zone is a little tricky because it's like, well, with the new zone, it needs to have enough of an incentive to go there that people will want to go there instead of the Bozjan Southern Front as it is now, which is filled with incentive, but not so much incentive that people are not in the current zone. It's a bit weird too, because you won't need to do this next zone to do Delubrum Reginae Savage. That's already unlocked from doing Bozjan Southern Front. So very curious to see what they plan to do with the next zone to get people to want to go there, because it is odd that the big raid, Delubrum Reginae, wasn't at the end after that zone coming out. It's a really strange design choice, but I'm sure they have a good reason for it. I'm just looking back on Eureka, when the big raid, Baldessian Arsenal, was accessible only after you finished all of the zones. And it was like the very last thing, the final capping point of the story. They chose to not go this route this time, and I wonder why. We'll just have to wait and see how it impacts the current situation, which I think is very healthy and very good. And I'm just kind of worried, a little worried, not a lot worried, about how that could change with future updates. I think that these steps for the relic upgrade process that were added in patch 5.45 have been really healthy for the game overall. Not just for this first step, which puts you in a Bozja and lets you, motivates you to do Castrum and stuff, but the second step actually takes you out of the Bozjan Southern Front. You need to do the Heavensward Alliance raid, like Void Ark, and a Stormblood Alliance raid, Fates in Garabania, Fates in Othard. Authard. I actually don't know how to pronounce that. And so that's a step that takes you out of Bozja and, you know, breathes life into other aspects of the game too. So I'm really happy with this Relic step. I think it is an appropriate level of grinding, and the changes that have come to Castrum I have been waiting for so long. I'm so happy to see them, and I just hope that the interest stays for a good long while, and I personally think that it will. There's just too many good things from Castrum that people will want and will always want. XP, tomes, relics for glamour at least. Have you been in the Bozjan Southern Front since these big, wonderful changes? Do you disagree with me? Do you think these changes are not good for whatever reason? Or have you managed to get any relics yet? Do you not like the current relic step? If so, let me know in the comments section down below. If you like this video, please consider supporting the channel on Patreon or on Twitch. You can also support the channel for free by clicking the subscribe button or by sharing this video with your fellow Warriors of Light. Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.